quick save file of Beastmen versus Bretonnia. It looks like we have Malagor the Dark Omen, some Bestigors, Gore Herds, some Ungors, plenty of Ungors, some Centaurs, let's see, a regiment of renowned Centaurs, Minotaurs, and of course a Giant versus up some of the finest that Bretonnia has to offer. So the map you can see is pretty lightly forested. It shouldn't be too well covered, and it looks like there's plenty of space out in the open. So looking around the map, we have 1, 2, 3 reinforcement points. Now, what this is telling me is the main army is probably going to be coming from the front here, at which point I'll be getting flanked and then ambushed from the rear. And so I think what we're going to be doing today is setting up somewhere down here, use this forest if possible, and try and fight some of the armies out here, possibly run over to this hill, take command of it, and see where it goes from there. So let's get into it. Setting up our troops. Let's make a nice little solid front line. Put the command staff in there. Let's see here. Some more spears. Bretonnia's going to be coming on the side, so we want a spear on each end. So let's do that. Add them back in. Put in our Ungor Raiders. Get our quick response unit. Some heavy hitters. Let's put each one of these in with the spearmen, kind of as a kill squad. This way, if they come up against the knights or any sort of large targets, they'll be able to appropriately deal with that. And then let's put the big guy in right in the middle and hope if we get a frontal charge, we can take it head on. So, with this sort of ugly deployment, I don't know how we could possibly lose, so let's start. Oh, forgot to lock that, so let's lock that. And let's try and get these guys up on the high ground. We have plenty of troops coming in. So now that it's starting to populate a little bit and we are on the move, let's pause it and see what we're facing. So it looks like we got some questing knights, spearmen at arms, pole arms, decent amount of infantry, some mounted yeomen, so some cavalry, a couple heroes. That by itself is not too bad. Then the lord, more heroes, a light bit of infantry. The Bretonnia infantry is normally fairly garbage, so this isn't too concerning. A prophetess, more men of arms, but given the length that they're going to have to run, it's going to take them a little bit to get down to me. And then we have, let's see here, a damsel. So they have quite a bit of leadership. That's not going to be easy to assassinate, so we're probably going to have to ignore most of it and hope we can just take out all the cavalry and the infantry. And here we have more yeomen, knights errant, knights of the realm, and Pegasus Knights. So it looks like our primary targets are going to be the Pegasus Knights when they land, and the Knights of the Realm. Usually my experience with Bretonnia is once you start to wear down their heavier units, the more elite ones, then you can normally handle whatever's left. Whereas if you start with the trash units and work your way up, you will be quickly killed. So let's get back to where we were. Having our nice little Beastmen picnic out in the wonderful national parks of Bretonnia, and now we are being interrupted. So we got our Beast Boys on the move. Bretonnia looks like they are trying to form up. Hopefully I can get somewhere near this hill. I want to use the forest to protect my flank a little bit from some cavalry. Get these guys up here, get a nice overwatch position. Keep my QRF down here for anything that tries to flank me. And it looks like they are now joining forces. So where before they could have had a bit of a pincer maneuver, it looks like they are just waiting to get themselves together before they get up the courage to come and have a bit of fun. So, since this is a bit of a formation process, let's speed it up a little bit. Here we are going in fast motion. Bretonnians are getting a nice solid line together. I'm doing quite well, nothing too much to worry about, and now they're starting to get a little bit of courage. They're getting their lines together. Let's see what they're doing. So they got their cavalry on the left, cavalry in the middle, and cavalry on the right. So pretty much cavalry everywhere. Let's readjust. Get these guys ready to countercharge. Put these up here. We're going to try and smash this group coming in on the left. And it's not looking like they want it yet. So since they're not moving, let's go for it. Put this in, let's find our gore, get him going. Fireball never hurts, let's throw up one there. Got plenty of people, a little bit on the sides coming. It's not looking too bad just yet. So it looks like we smashed them together. We're gonna come down here. Oh, somebody jumped off. And we got, let's get that counter charge going. So that actually worked pretty well. Looks like the terror route next to the boundary was pretty in our favor. But let's not try to use the boundary too much. So let's reposition. It looks like the main force is starting to come in now. So hopefully we can put a little bit of a hurt on these guys. I'm not sure if the Pegasus boys are going to land yet. So they are now landing. Let's get in there. Put our nice little kill squad back on them. We're going to be primary targeting the Pegasus Knights. Let's go find Malagor. See where he's at. Drop the helm. Let's put some magic in these boys. Okay, let's see what we can hit. Let's find our Brave Shaman. What do we got here? Traitor Can, Mind 5 melee defense. Sure. And we got anything coming in. Let's drop that. So we got some guys, some spearmen. They're chasing off. So it looks like we're doing okay. We want to get these up there. Get our giant on here. Minotaur with the great weapons are going to be doing great versus the large. Find our bull. Where is he at? Make sure to get him. These guys are doing not where they want to be. That's a death trap if I've ever seen one. Let's reinforce them a little bit. Hopefully get them going. Let's see here. This. Drop a bunch of nonsense into the middle. Hoping for the best. Just a casual spray and pray. Doing okay here. This is a single target. We don't want to get hung up on that. It seems almost as if this entire army is a single target. So let's just keep smashing into whatever we can. We're going to protect up here. Malagor needs to be going in. Put these guys, the bull, onto the enemy heroes. Hopefully we can assassinate. Get something productive going from that. What do we have here? I don't really care about that. Need to get spears going. So right now, I'm going to put you in guard mode. Make sure all our hits are going. And this Grail Reliquary is going to be a bit of a concern. They're going to be able to keep a lot of their troops alive. So we're going to find that. Make sure to kill it as quickly as possible. This is going to be wonderful. Drop that. Put more magic down. Find a nice big spot to land it. And find this. Where's our boy? Get him on the Lord. Just keep having things. Everything's looking okay so far. Let's get some help over here. The Minotaurs are cleaning up. The Minotaurs, along with the Giants. It's Spearmen, they need to engage. Not much left there. And the Man Rippers are going to be doing some good work. Just keep pouring it in, pouring it in. Find our bull again. And they're all bulls. Let's see what we got here. Another Guerrero Rotary, we don't want that. AoE's going down. It looks like they're about to be routing. And we are going to smash this. It looks like we have done okay. And there it is. That is a battle between the Beastmen and Bretonnia. A heroic battle. Let's see how we did. So we did not get the heroic victory that time. We only got a close victory. The replay was sent to me, and they had achieved a heroic victory. And so let's watch that replay and see how they did that. So this was the heroic Beastmen versus Bretonnia. Let's find out. Now this is from a bit ago and from before the Prophet and the Warlock patch, so hopefully everything kept together, but we'll see how this player was able to manage to get their heroic victory. While I did okay, really get the heroic level, so let's find out. We have our enemies approaching, and it looks like what they decided to do is to smash up 1/3 of the 3 armies that came in and fight them right at the boundary. Now the benefit to doing this, of course, is that the moment you get someone to rout, they're going to immediately leave. You saw me do that over here a little bit on the hill, but I didn't want to really camp the line, and I didn't think it would be quite as sporting to try and maneuver like this. However, it is quite effective. You know, being able to get the jump on your opponent, and especially in this, it looks like he misjudged. They misjudged exactly where the reinforcements were coming out, and now that they're bundled up, it looks like the Bretonians are starting to surge a little bit and trying to make their way through. And this is going to be buying plenty of time for the incoming Pegasus Knights, and for it looks pretty much like the AI to be having a grand old time lollygagging and walking through the field at a very measured pace. Let's follow along for a second and see what life is like at a bit of a trot. So, finally it looks like we found a couple boys who were in a big hurry, and then they met a tree. Some more sightseeing. You know, it's really good to pick out what sort of afflictions are happening to your forest. You know, you want to make sure that you have good lumber supplies in Bretonnia, so it's always a concern. You can see in the background that the castle is on fire, so clearly they've been using the forest a little bit too much and are having a little bit too much fun with fire. So getting back to the battle, it looks like the Beastmen have really kind of fouled themselves up here, and they're just in a big huddle, and it looks like the Grail Guardians are doing real well. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, considering it's up against quite a bit, including the Giant, who seems to be walking as opposed to fighting. So everyone is definitely on a scenic picnic and holiday today. And here we are. It looks like a big fight is going to be happening in the forest. This is naturally, of course, where the Beastmen feel most at home, and where the Knights are going to be a little bit penalized, as they're going to be riding on their horses and trying to have a good time. Now, we have the Ungor Raiders, who are just enjoying themselves, throwing sticks, every stick they can find, sticks and rocks, against people in full-on plate mail. Not always the best thing, historically speaking, but, you know, you gotta make do. The Giant has finally come into his own, having a grand old time playing whack-a-mole with the Bretonnians. And then we have our lone rider, who is going somewhere. It looks like back to his chalet up in the village, make sure it's not on fire, and to secure all his valuables. So good on, let's see, Hank. Good on Hank. Now, we are in the woods. We got some polemen coming in. Polemen? Men-at-arms. Polearms. Men-at-arms with pole arms equal polemen. So we got the polemen groups coming in. We got the Bretonnian leadership with the prophetess and a lot of others fighting desperately in the woods, and let's see how it moves along. These guys are just tearing it up, having a grand old time. Blood is flying everywhere, and that was quite a bit. So, seeing the sons of Boros. Oh, there's the sons of Boros. And you can just see some of the enjoyment the Beastmen are having. Once again, fighting monstrously large cows in their native forest. Not the thing to do. So far the Bretonnians have been unable to really initiate, engage, or bother the Ungol Raiders at all. There's Hank. He finally decided to come into the battle. Must have gotten word that the village is alright. His house is perfectly fine while every other peasant is burned to the ground. So typical Bretonnian. What do we have over here? Now the Sons of Boros doing their little thing. Polearms are trying to hold back the tide, but this is not looking good. Do we have Malagor? And here's Malagor, who is being knocked to the ground, looking for some herbs and berries. You know, you always want to forage mid-battle. It allows you to keep your stamina up. You know, you want to sustain yourself. Don't want to hit the wall. You know, got to make sure you get that second wind. It looks like he's definitely getting a second wind with his wind ability. And so, it looks like Bretonnia has decided to leave the forest for the most part. The enemy lord is routing. That's the hunting horn of victory, also known as the hunting horn of retreating to the rear. The Bretonnians have decided that the national parks are not worth saving and look to be ceding them to the Beastmen. What else do we have? We have plenty of people in the back. Looks like these guys never even made it across the battlefield. They're hightailing it back into the country. And meanwhile, the Beastmen are pretty much spreading out, coming out into the main field. The Warhounds are on the hunt, and they seem to have their scent. So let's go see who they are going to be attacking. Here we are, coming down the lane with the Centaurs. They're coming in hot, and you just don't want to ever be born a peasant in Bretonnia. It's a terrible way to go. Let's get in there. Death in the Long Grass. A wonderful book is The Lions of Saho. Great movie as well, The Ghost in the Darkness, and this is a recreation of that, or any movie pretty much with wolves, giant or otherwise. And here they are hunting down everyone else. So it looks like the Beastmen are just about to be cleaning up all their foes. They have recaptured their picnic spot, and well, this is how the heroic victory condition was achieved. And a little bit of it was due to protecting or ambushing this incoming army over here in the boundary line, but they did pretty well once they got into the forest. A lot of that was the Minotaurs doing the heavy lifting, and especially the giant as well. So let's move this along and see exactly how it ends. And just to let you know, this is a first video, kind of a test video. If you have liked the video, please leave a comment somewhere below. At this stage and point, everyone on YouTube knows the whole spiel and the deal, so if you can, do that. And if you have a heroic replay, send it to whereheroesdare@gmail.com, and I will give it a shot. So this one actually came up as a close defeat, which is probably the patch being different, because I don't believe the Beastmen lost this at all. So there you have it. I was told that it was a heroic replay, and I can see that he did pretty well on that. Yeah, and we're getting 0-0 scores. So a very interesting fight. That was Beastmen and Bretonnia. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.